"Mom, you just filled up 2 days ago," I said with an exasperated sigh. I was borrowing my mom's car, and I noticed the gas gauge was still well above the halfway mark when she insisted on stopping for gas. "You're wasting time and money. It's not efficient to never let the tank get below half full." She just gave me her usual quiet response. "It's better to be safe, honey." I saw her habit as irrational and controlling, a frustrating quirk that made no sense. A few weeks later, I was on a road trip with a friend who had the opposite philosophy. He liked to push his car to the absolute limit. "I can go another 30 miles, he said confidently, as the gas light blinked angrily at us on a dark, empty stretch of highway. He was wrong. The car sputtered and died, leaving us stranded on the side of the road with no cell service. The hour we spent waiting in the dark for a state trooper to finally stop was one of the most stressful and frightening experiences of my life. When I got home, I told my dad the story. I was still shaken. My dad listened patiently, then he looked at me with a serious expression. "Now you know how your mother feels," he said quietly. I was confused. "What do you mean?" I asked. "Before I met her," he began, "your mom was a young single mother with you as a baby. One night she was driving home late from a night shift and her car ran out of gas on a deserted highway, just like you did. But she had no cell phone back then and no money for a tow. She just had to sit there in the pitch black, locking the doors and holding her baby, praying that the next car that stopped wouldn't be the wrong kind of person." He paused, and his voice was thick with emotion. "She waited for 3 hours, terrified, until a police officer finally found her. She swore to herself that day that she would never, ever let her child be in that kind of danger again." I felt the air leave my lungs. I saw my mother in a completely new light. Her irrational habit, her annoying routine, it wasn't a quirk. It was a trauma response. It was a shield. Every time she filled up the tank when it was still half full, she wasn't being inefficient. She was fighting the ghost of the most terrifying night of her life, making sure that ghost could never touch her child. Her obsession with being safe wasn't a criticism of me. It was a promise to the scared, helpless young mother she once was.